Hi, I'm Mukta. Today we are talking about CPR's partnership with a number of organizations across the world to curate a networking event at the UN Habitat 3 conference being held in Quito, Ecuador in October this year. Habitat 3 is the third of a series of global events held every 20 years with a focus on sustainable housing. The first two were held in Vancouver and Istanbul in 1976 and 1996. In recognition of the increasingly urbanized world we live in, Habitat 3 is focused on urban issues. A year-long series of conferences, negotiations, and deliberations have led to the finalization of a document called the New Urban Agenda, which will form the basis for Habitat 3. Shubhagato Dasgupta and Partha Mukhopadhyay, both senior fellows at CPR, talked to us today about what's brewing in Quito. So tell me, this networking event that CPR is co-organizing at Quito has the intriguing title of Think Small, Go Big. Could you explain a bit?
Well, Mukta, if one has to go big on the urban question, that is, include all urban dwellers in all countries today and in the near future, then one has to think seriously about smaller settlements because they constitute large and in some regions a growing share of the urban population. So we have to think small to go big. The New Urban Agenda does speak in one place of strengthening the role of small and intermediate cities and towns, but the focus still seems to be on the larger cities.
Shubhagato?
Actually, Mukta, in smaller towns, basic service provision also requires a significant rethink. The modern Western world had focused on physically networked and centralized technical systems. As the research undertaken by CPR under the Scaling City Institutions for India's Sanitation Project, also called the Sci-Fi Sanitation Project, has demonstrated, a large share of the rapidly growing urban population relies on services accessed without these infrastructure networks. In the case of sanitation, communities and households put in their own investments to create technology solutions which are on-site.
Interesting. What expertise around these themes do CPR and the partner organizations bring to the table, Partha?
Well, one of the reasons the small towns have been neglected is the variation in the way urbanization is defined across countries. There are now attempts to address this. One of our partners, CNRS, has spent a lot of time on assembling a database of settlements, iGeopolis, using a common approach across the globe. This will be presented at the event. CPR itself has been working on what we call subaltern urbanization in India, a bottom-up in situ process of urbanization in geographically dispersed sites. We do this with a number of national and international partners in a network approach. Apart from CNRS, another French partner, IRD, will also be at the event. They work on development of the Global South in collaboration with local partners. In particular for this event, they will focus on the intersection of slums and small towns. Shubhagato, you want to add?
Sure. Our other partners too have a lot of experience in basic services and smaller towns. As an example, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation works on sanitation, which is focused on finding new ways to make non-networked sanitation safe and sustainable. Habitat for Humanity runs a campaign around Sensitize to Sanitize, where they work with governments for infrastructure provision and behavior change. Slum Dwellers International focuses on new governance models for sanitation, opening up space for other relationships. We are also happy to have on board the UN Habitat, which provides policy and technical support to countries and local authorities for equitable access to urban basic services.
Well, as Shubhagato has laid out, services are critical. We hope that Habitat 3 will reinforce a focus on the urban SDGs. Southern Voice, another partner of this event, is actually a network of think tanks that works on post-MDG sustainable development goals.
Wonderful. So tell us about what is planned at Quito and what are some of the expected outcomes of this event, Shubhagato?
Habitat 3 is expected to be a mega event. and it will attract thousands of urban experts and development specialists from around the world. The event seeks to initiate a robust discussion, and more importantly, it will also try and create a platform, a network, for a wider group to continue to engage with issues around small settlements and how to provide basic services, including in sanitation.
We hope that this will spur more thinking on small towns and services, and we would be thrilled to have more members, apart from our partners already there, join us in co-creating this network. We look forward to welcoming you all in Quito on Monday, the 17th October at 2 p.m., Casa de la Cultura, Benjamin Carrion. Look for room MR13 and you will find us there. Bienvenido a todos.